literally went through the scoring tower, straight to the start line, where the truck was staged about 10 vehicles away from him going off the start line. So he made it back in time, completed the first 400, and now he's out on course to complete the second 400.
It's the one race that has eluded me from a standpoint of just being able to actually have a decent finish. And I think the only way to flip the script on the race is to put myself through something that nobody else, as far as we know, has ever done, and that's race the race twice in one day. You know I can go out there and do the Mint 400 in the Razor, but how could I up the ante for myself, both physically and mentally? And it felt like a pretty good idea at the time, and then I think Randy was the first one to tell me I was an absolute idiot.
You want me to call you an idiot? I mean, there's a lot of other ways to call you one, but I mean, it's like, apparently mentally you're not fit if you're thinking of doing that.
And I was like, yeah, I probably am, but I've already said it enough times now that I gotta go do it.
Preparation is important for every race. Before a race and challenge such as the Mint 800, prep is crucial to the team's success. The work began months ago, but this story begins in Parker, Arizona, where Craig Scanlon will meet with his team and begin their journey for yet another off-road race. Today, Craig and the team will get to see and test their brand new race truck for the first time.
It's actually wide open in the back there. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, because it's front-mounted radiator. It's nice and clear,
I'm used
so
to always
seeing nothing.
Radiator. Keith might not like this because he wants me looking that way. That's it. Good view though.
Yep.
Good sight lines.
Yep.
All right, Keith. Oh, you're working on something.
Keith is Craig's longtime co-driver and also happens to be the most important person in the Scanlon Motorsports race operation. He maintains the race vehicles and support equipment in between events, and during them sits alongside Craig, keeping him calm and on course.
He's like a basset hound. You gotta watch him because if he sees a squirrel or a rabbit, he wanders off. And I'll get in the car and I'll sit there all strapped with my helmet on, and then I'll watch him. And like he'll be over here, and then he's over there, and then he's back over here.
He's multitasking.
He's multitasking. It's a very positive way to do this.
There you go. We've got your back.
Testing is an important function of any off-road race program. During such sessions, drivers like Craig and Keith, as well as the team, get a chance to work out any bugs and, in the case today, familiarize themselves with an entirely new to them vehicle. Pros will tell you races are won and lost during testing and prep.
I really like how light the front end is on this. You can get up on stuff. So it might not have as much suspension travel as some of the trucks, but the way it handles eliminates that, I think. And now I know when to brake. In the last lap, he actually said nice turn, which he doesn't do.
It was a nice turn. What? I was like...
I'm not saying it again. I heard it too, by the way. I was just like, I want to hear you say it again.
After a successful session with the truck, attention was shifted to the team's Polaris Razor. The Razor, referred to as Ludicrous, is the team's first race vehicle. Testing today will be important for the team and important for the race effort as a whole.
Right now they're adjusting the ride height to try to get the maximum amount of drivability out of it. We had a little bit of an issue with some of our drive axles causing some vibration, so we switched back to some different drive axles, and we're going to go test that out. Just normal what you do, right? And we're trying to get this car as dialed in as possible, because if this doesn't get done, we don't get to go to the truck. We don't get to do the 800 miles. So we got to get 400 miles out of this thing first and foremost.
Despite running into a few challenges with the Razor, the team felt good leaving Parker and were excited to get the vehicles ready to race. The crew packed up, with one half of the team taking the Razor to SMG headquarters in Phoenix, Arizona, while Craig and the rest took the truck back to Los Angeles, where a new work week was set to begin. When you need a fresh design, there is no one you'd rather have with a pencil in his hand than the legendary artist Troy Lee. No other artist has had the impact Troy and his team at Troy Lee Designs has had on motorsports.
So I usually just draw it rough a couple times and just see if I like the feeling of it and feel if the speed's there, you know, because I always like to my job is to make it look fast and still. I feel like there always needs to be a story behind it. We started here, this looked good, and then we pushed it to the next level, and I'm thinking about something. I'm thinking about paint, sportswear, and I'm thinking about helmets, hats. I mean, I kind of try to put the whole package together where it looks like there's an impact, you know, with the team. Hey Craig, I just sent you first sketches here, man. Did you see them at all?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I love it.
I'm liking it. I mean, it feels fast and racy and powerful from a spectator standpoint.
Love this.
Okay, awesome. Cool.
Thanks.
Bye.
After hand sketching the truck, razor, and helmet, Troy Lee Designs then digitizes the artwork where it can be sent off to paint and graphics. The team took the panels back to Arizona, where John Melvin and his team at JM Collision could lay down the paint. The body was then sent back to LA for Proline Wraps to lay out, print, and install the rest of the vehicle's graphics. With only a day to spare before heading to Las Vegas, the team moved fast to get everything to Huntington Beach, where Reese Millen, builder of the 6100 truck, would complete final assembly. With the truck and razor complete, the team was officially ready for the Mint. The Mint 400 is a full week's worth of events, and there's no better way to show off the new look and kick the week off than with a trip down Las Vegas Boulevard for the Mint 400's annual vehicle parade.
You gotta do 3 donuts, okay?
All right,
3 donuts
I can handle that.
The bikes are going first, and then you.
I'm gonna win the parade.
The parade gives the teams, fans, and unsuspecting tourists a chance to see some of motorsport's most menacing vehicles in one of the world's most iconic settings. It also marks the arrival of the event and sets the wheels of the Mint Week in motion.
It's hard to hold this pedal this slow. Be a long 800 miles at this speed. Long 800 miles at this
With
speed.
the parade complete, the buzz and electricity surrounding this historic event will go well into the night. But there will be no more trips down the strip for the team. Qualifying begins in the morning. The Mint is no easy race, and qualifying for start positions means you can either start near the front of your class, or as some would find out, quickly ruin your race before you ever even get the chance to start it.
The Mint 400 is one of the most grueling races of the year. It's going to be a tough one.
It's one of the gnarliest courses out there. I mean, chatter bumps, the whoops, the berms, everything is so much bigger. It's a beast for sure.
I think this is going to be one of the roughest Mint 400s, in recent history. They're always tough, especially we also have more cars here racing than we've had in the past as well, and with 4 races. So it's going to be gnarly.
But about 2 miles into qualifying, we threw a belt. The serpentine belt runs everything on the truck, including power steering. Would like to have a better start, but quite frankly, with us having to get the razor in and then get in the truck, we might have been taking a rear start anyway. So, we'll get the truck fixed, and the goal isn't to win either race. The goal is to do 800 miles. So that goal's still intact. I mean, we didn't wreck the truck, so we're good to go.
Following qualifying, downtown Las Vegas and its famed Fremont Street comes alive with technical inspection and contingency, and provides time to catch up with other racers of the event.
My name is Matt Martelli. I'm the CEO of the Mint 400. We're here on Fremont Street. It's absolutely jam-packed. There's like 20,000 people here today. Every class is super deep. We have 55 trick trucks. We've got almost 60 6100s. We've got 75 Pro Turbo UTVs.
That plus the backdrop of Las Vegas, which is what we've always tried to do at the Mint, is to use everything we could in Las Vegas. Tech inspection on Fremont Street, a tough race course, a race course that has about 25% of finishing rate, and that's why we called it the world's roughest and toughest off-road race.
There was still one part of Craig's equipment that wasn't yet in Las Vegas. His new Troy Lee Designs painted helmet was being hand-delivered by longtime friend who had never missed a Mint 400 race since Craig began competing.
Hey, Hefe. Hey. What'd you like?
I like my helmet.
What helmet are you talking about?
Hey! How's it going?
Oh, I like that.
As the sun sets on the final pre-race festivities, tensions rise with anticipation of the following day's brutal desert race. This is the time that the nerves begin to set in. The what-ifs start to cloud the minds of those about to compete. And with that, Craig and his Scanlon Motorsports team begin to reflect on what it is they are actually about to do.
You know, a big thing for me is constant evolution and constantly chasing a new goal. I'm entered in the 2 largest classes, you know, arguably the most competitive classes in Turbo Pro, Razors, and the 6100 trucks. What is a new way to challenge myself? Well, my way to challenge myself is to go out and chase the Min 800.
Race day is special. It's early, it's cold. Nerves are peaking and the sound of engines humming fills the normally silent desert air. Prim Valley is lit with the reflection of thousands of flashing lights, officials taking their places on the course, and drivers are inching their way to potential off-road immortality. For Craig, the Min 800 started as an idea. Now, it was about to become a reality. The Razor shot off the line and headed off into the first race of the day. Everything was working according to plan, and while the goal was always simply to finish, thoughts of a better result looked to be possible as Craig worked his way into and through the top 10. With the sun now high overhead, with each lap the course begins to further deteriorate. Craig begins to battle with the race leaders, dicing for positions, and then
We lost the sway bar in the car, and it made it really kind of top heavy on us. We got into some loose dirt, and we put her over multiple times. Luckily, another competitor pulled us back over. We got back going again.
while Craig and Keith take off for their final lap in the Razor, preparations begin for the 6100 truck. The team begins to pay close attention to the clock, Craig's location, and begin calculating whether or not he would actually make it back to the finish in time to start the truck.
Can you get on the radio and tell them 6100s have started?
Tensions begin to rise as the first trucks begin to start the race. The team frantically inched the truck towards the start line, waiting for any sign of Craig and Keith. With only a few trucks left before the 6100 was set to start, Craig and Keith flew through the finish line and without ceremony raced the Razor straight to the start line and quickly transferred vehicles. There would be only a few minutes for the pair to catch their breath and collect themselves. The first 400 was complete, but the second 400 weren't going to be easy. The 6100 truck suspension was a welcome change of pace for the two battered competitors. As they shot off the start and back into the Mint's now destroyed race course, the two began to set into a groove, and then the unthinkable. 9 miles in, Craig would find himself trapped behind a slower competitor.
We got a hole in the radiator. Get out of the way. Throwing rocks at us. They can put one in the radiator.
Not wanting to risk stepping out of the line, Craig remained on the bumper, which would result in a rock puncturing the radiator. The race was over. This story wasn't just about a race. It was about setting a goal, a big goal, and working as a team to go out and do something that no one else before has done.
You know, getting a finish in the UTV was a feat in itself, and then to be able to do it with both would have been really great. But yeah, I'm super disappointed. I mean, we put a lot into this, but you know, that's what will make it worth it when we actually do it.
For now, Craig Scanlon and his team will continue to fight their way through another race season. But until next year, they will still be chasing the Mint 800.